Hi, I chose land transactions. This is an introduction to why transactions are important and different for a business. So transactions, we're going to have an introduction to transactions. We're going to identify transactions, how we can apply transactions into everyday business, the ethics behind transactions, and just closing in general. So first off, when it comes to accounting, accounting is the language of business. It's used by individuals and business owners to track how their business is performing and to track what they're doing with their money within that business. So there's two types of transactions. There's a cash transaction and a land transaction. When you use your cash to buy land, your cash decreases and your land increases, and the equity remains the same. Land can be depreciated while cash cannot. So as a business owner or individual, deciding how you want to invest your cash on hand takes a thought out plan. Understanding how to invest that cash into an asset that it can increase in value over time and cost money and taxes needs to be taken into consideration also, and how that's going to affect your business in the long run. So transactions affect professionals at every level, whether it be entry level, mid-level, executive level. Everyone needs to understand and know how to analyze a transaction when it comes to small decisions up to large decisions, whether you're buying property to house a business or moving to a larger property because your business has increased, and understanding what is an asset, what needs to be increased, decreased, and whether the total accounting equation is in balance. The ethics on this are really important. So Deuteronomy 11, verse 8 through 14, you shall therefore keep the whole commandment that I command you today, that you may be strong and go in and take possession of the land that you are going over to possess, and that you may live long in the land that the Lord swore to your fathers to give to them and their offspring, a land flowing in milk and honey. For the land that you are entering to take possession of is not like the land of Egypt, from which you have come, where you sowed your seed and irrigated it, like a garden of vegetables. But the land that you are going over to possess is a land of hills and valleys, which drinks water by the rain in the heaven, a land that the Lord your God cares for. The eyes of the Lord your God are always upon it, and from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So we need to keep in mind that any land is on loan from God. I feel like sometimes we've forgotten that, and it needs to be understood and respected that whatever we purchase, it's all on loan from our Maker. And honesty when reporting on assets and land is important at any level of any company. So respecting anything, including land, transactions, assets, allows us to use and occupy. We should take care of, and it's important, and it's very easy to lose sight of that when companies buy land to transfer a cash asset into a land asset to invest. And there's extra cash reserves. So in closing, just correctly tracking and understanding a land transaction as a professional is important, because understanding there are levels to one transaction, while simple on the surface, it affects the balance sheet, assets, equity, creditors, and taxes. And we need to recognize that and make sure that we have the right professionals in place to track everything and make sure that everything balances out. And having an external person do that instead of you can have somebody in-house do it, but an external certified public accountant is also a good idea, because they're not going to take one side over another. They're just going to report everything that has been listed on the balance sheet, and it's very black and white that way. They're going to help any company sit down and decide how they should depreciate and distribute their assets for the best return on their investment.